today we bring you breaking news regarding former military leader Napoleon Bonaparte's status as a prisoner. It was reported earlier this week that Mr. Bonaparte was found missing in Elba. Not long after, it was indeed discovered that he had escaped Elba and set sail to France. After a journey through violent waves, he had set foot in Cannes, France, where he was met by Marshal Michel Ney and his impressive army. He was not able to stop him, however, because all it took was a speech for all of those soldiers to recognize Napoleon as their leader. The people of France are mesmerized by the fact that this man was able to captivate the respect and cooperation of these soldiers with such ease. Many people suspect that he has God-given power. We have contacted Mr. Bonaparte, and we sent out a colleague to meet him at a secure location, whom I will now turn you over to. Hello everyone, I am currently at a secure location about to have a conversation with Napoleon Bonaparte, the man who escaped from Elba. Please keep following me. Good afternoon, Mr. Bonaparte. I would really prefer for you to call me Napoleon the First. Okay. Good afternoon, Napoleon the First. Good afternoon. So, how exactly were you put into exile? We were invaded by the Austrian Empire, Russia, and Prussia. We weren't able to hold them off, so in order to stop them in their tracks, I was forced to sign a treaty of Fontainebleau, which made me give up all of my royal property, as well as prohibit any of my children from becoming an emperor. Most importantly, it abdicated me from my role as emperor and exiled me to Elba. My reign was replaced by King Louis XVIII, but not anymore. I see. So you were forced to sign a treaty that removed you from your position? Yes. Exactly. So please tell us, what was your life like in the isolation of exile? It was no life like in France, but it wasn't too bad. I was in charge of the island, and that gave me an excuse to build up an army. Still, I did not want to be contained to the borders of the island, and I wished to return to my homeland and to continue serving my people and my country. So clearly, escaping exile was a very risky and dangerous maneuver for you to perform. What motivated you to do it? When I was in exile, I heard news about how people wanted me to come back to my reign and that things were not going well with King Louis XVIII in my spot. I knew that I needed to get back to France so that I could make things right in my country. Now that I am here, I am ready to take over the entire world. I will be unstoppable. Okay, and how exactly did you escape? Months for me to perfectly assemble this escape. I was constantly watched by the guards, so I had to make sure that I did everything perfectly. I also heard that they were going to move me to St. Helena, which is much farther, so I had to act quickly. I learned that Campbell, the officer that had escorted me to exile, was leaving to England, and then I saw my chance. What I did was I assembled a fleet of ships and I painted them like a British Army vessel. Then I filled that ship with loyalists and I left the island. No one suspected anything. Interesting. So, now that you have regained your emperor title, what are your plans for the nation? I believe that step number 1 will be building up a very large army. There are lots of people out there that don't like me, and I will have to defend myself and my country from those people. After that, I will create order in my country so that we can be the most powerful country in the world. Now that I'm back to my throne, I overall just want to improve the quality of life in France. Excellent. We look forward to watching you progress through your goals. No problem. It was a pleasure being on your show. Thank you everyone for watching this report on the current situation in France. We will follow up with new information as soon as possible. Good night, everyone.